have you dated Marilyn Manson? Because you might be entitled to some money. Give me a call, 155, whatever.
Ashley Morgan Smithline is one of several individuals who have sued Marilyn Manson alleging certain abusive conduct.
Yes, she also shares the same lawyer as Esme Bianco. And Ashley Morgan Smithline has appeared in People magazine as well as on The View.
According to you, this is when the psychological, physical, and sexual abuse started.
And the chat gave me the information. February of 2021 was the first interview with Esme, right? This interview was June 30th of 2021. Mm-hmm. Lawsuit was filed April 30th of 2021. First interview, no attorney on screen. I can completely see why. Esme handled herself just fine. Second interview, attorney on screen, and there's two reasons for that. One, the lawsuit's been filed, so the attorney is there to both put himself out there and make sure that everyone knows that he's the attorney that filed the lawsuit. Two, he's trying to give the air of protecting his client, which he's not doing a very good job at. But three, does anyone have any doubts as to why the attorney is there when the client is having this much difficulty? You need someone there to give credence to these allegations, especially because there's a lawsuit pending.
So, Rob, I understand there's some news going on. What's happening, man?
We got off your stream and you texted me, oh my gosh, this just hit. And I think the text I sent back to you was like, holy F-bomb. And it was immediately followed by a phone call going, you can't sit on this until tomorrow.
Alita said in the chat, is her lawyer falling asleep?
There was a long eye blink there.
How do you analyze someone with that little movement in her face and who's saying before everything? She said before house.
Reminds me a bit of the kids inside of the witch trials. I wonder if they're regretting their association to him and this is a means of disassociation.
Ashley, I know this is very difficult to talk about and thank you for sharing your story.
Love it. Rob, in your experience, would she have a monitor that she's supposed to read? Because I don't feel like she's reading.
No, she should not be reading. She should be speaking. The problem is it sounds like she's reading. But you know who is reading? The interviewer, who's reading verbatim the allegations themselves. Like it's like taking all of the burden off of the person being interviewed and feeding them.
What we're seeing right there is a lip compression. But when you have that much filler, you don't see it as that compressed. Do you see what I'm saying? Usually with a compression or retraction, the lips almost disappear. You don't see any red anymore. That's a compression. You could tell by the tension on the sides of the mouth, but we're not really seeing it because of that filler. So it's really hard to get her nonverbals.
I mean, the other funny thing about this interview is I remember the next question that's asked presupposes the abuse actually occurred. Having subjected yourself to or having been abused, it automatically assumes that it was correct. I didn't like that. But I don't know how to read her. I don't know if this is normal.
Here's some fun things to look at. This is an Instagram exchange through DMs she had with somebody talking about the interview. They told me to lie and act and speak with no accent. It was truncated. So apparently...
What does truncated mean?
What's the accent?
Apparently she's English or Australian.
What? Hold on. They told me to lie?
Guys, I have to have surprises for you, or this isn't any fun.
Who told her to lie?
Who told her? Her attorney?
That sounds English.
Whole cancel thing, and I got pulled into this whole cancel thing, and I just want to keep working and carry on living me own life. Why isn't me own life? Yeah, that does sound British, but why isn't she saying like, I want to expose him. I did this for the truth. I want to do this to help the other. There's nothing in this conversation that's telling us like, I'm doing this because this man is a terrible man.
It wasn't something I knew I was even brought into. I never wanted to cancel anyone, and I just fell in with influence. I want to work and move forward.
Are these for sure?
This is from court documents, guys. I'm reading the court
Admit
documents.
it.
Right. You just do what you need to do to survive in life, right? Even if you have to be dishonest sometimes. I'm willing to bet that you never actually tried to hurt anybody. You never actually want to hurt anybody. I wouldn't actually hurt a fly. I have no anger or malice. Are you sure you're not Australian? Evan's documentary narrative just needs a certain spin for her billions. And then I saw you on the news, LMAO. And you so did not want to be there. It kind of looks like you have been awake for three days straight and were possibly on like 6 caffeine pills.
And get! Rob, can this case just be thrown out based on this text exchange?
I don't know.
LMFAO, you were on the Special K while you did that interview? You should resent young girls who reenacted the Crucible.
Hold on.
Here we go. Keep going. Keep going. Whoa. Hold on. Keep going. They distribute.
We need Gavin.
All of you were roped into this, though. It was all Evan, sweetheart. Esme and Media and Illma, to be fair. So Esme, her friend, who shares the same lawyer. Illma Gore, who was all throughout the documentary with Evan Rachel Wood. And by the way, Esme, who testified with Evan Rachel Wood as part of the Phoenix Act. Yes, the media was also roped into this. Evan had a lot of power here. She controlled everything. I know you're gullible and a people pleaser. You thought you were doing the right thing. But, okay, we're almost through here.
Don't scroll past that one.
Do you really think that by lying, making up your own story, you'd be helping her?